out.
The thing is he saw a couple buffs though, yeah.
Did he?
Did he?
Besides the one nerf and having the pyramid scheme removed, other than that, he did see some good stuff. I don't exactly remember what got buffed, if I'm being completely honest. I think forward air actually lingers a little bit longer now than it used to, if I'm not mistaken, I think.
Yeah,
well, I forget what they changed about him. Like, this game has so many patches, but ain't no Diddy on screen right now. We got the Young Link, and we got the Alph, actually. The one fighter in this game who, for whatever damn reason, is not an Echo and is still an alternate costume.
Thank God.
For Captain Olimar instead. Yeah, well, they could have given him, like, Rock Pinkman like they originally were going to do. Did you know that Alph actually was originally going to be his own character? And he was going to have, like, Rock Pinkman or whatever instead, and he was
that would have been cool,
like,
man.
He was going to use the wing stuff. Yeah, but then they scrapped it for whatever reason. He just became an alternate costume. So on that front, here he is. Young Link, though, you know, we were talking about the obstacle course that he makes you play in before. So really is the kind of character that forces you to play his neutral with the insanely quick and insanely, you know, set play-ish and what am I trying to say here? Like, quick and powerful projectiles that he has. Like, he can spam stuff like, you know, the fire arrow, and it combos just like that if you're not
totally
too careful
does.
on the way out. And then, like you mentioned before, then once you're actually in, he'll just nair you. Once you finally beat the obstacle course, you know, there's like a bully at the end of the course that'll just, like, you know, kick you in the stomach when you finally get there. That's Young Link for you.
So yeah, that was a little bit of an ambitious. I know that nair puts in work, but not that much work. So it did fall into a charge smash. And now he's got to cover some ground, but there are a lot of confirms, including that arrow into fair. I don't know if that was true or not, but it definitely lined up pretty nicely. But, I mean, Young Link does have a lot of confirms like that from down tilt.
That stuff is true depending pretty much on the distance. Like, if he's able to hit you with something like that point blank, it should combo into something for the most part. I think maybe, like, some lighter characters might be able to get out of it or just... and stuff like that, but from far away... Like, if, like, from pretty much cross-stage distance, Young Link should not be lobbing an arrow and, like, still hitting you. That's not something that should necessarily work. He's got, like, you know, a myriad of projectiles that work well against each other, but it's all about knowing which one to use at the right time, you feel?
Mm-hmm, I do. So, alright, man, this is what Omar, or this is what Alph, I guess, in this case, does to you, right? So, just tax on the damage, that's literally what the Pikmin are for. And nice job with the dare on the ledge. Oh, okay. Feel himself a little bit.
Yeah. Rolling around on the ground like a dog.
Yeah,
that's not the kind of position you normally find yourself in as, like, an Olimar, you know? Like, you, like, spiking a premature uppie. Like, I feel like you never really see that kind of stuff too often. Like, yeah, Olimar has that in his kit, but he usually, you know... is more the kind to try to ledge trap you or, like, hit you, like, from, like, an aerial approach or something like that. How often do you see Olimar players actually, like, go for it or land that spike?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see it. You'll see it on 2 frames sometimes, like, barely. You know, in obvious situations where you see a dare. I mean, even right there, like, you saw him try to use it, but the Pikmin wasn't there. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I mean, there was really not a whole lot Ikana could have done otherwise, but speaking of which... does find that fair again, this time on the opposite side of the stage as the first one, and really not that far off. I mean, sitting here at 75%, not the greatest thing in the world, but, you know, very doable. I'm going to have to avoid the big old purple Pikmin now.
Yeah. It's like, this is the kind of character where you feel like the impression session of Young Link doesn't necessarily have to exist, because there's some brawler-type characters or disjoint sword-based characters that don't have projectiles that are like, damn it, I actually have to try to get in on Young Link. No fun. What is... Olimar doesn't have to get in on anybody. On any character in this game. Regardless if, like, you're fighting a character who spams projectiles as much as Young Link. You know, he's got the Pikmin on deck. He tacks his damage from afar anyway and sends other people out to do it for him. Like the up throw with the blue Pikmin at the perfect time right there. The right Pikmin for the right job. Going to take the stock right there. I gotta say, I love how this Alph played that game so far. He didn't have to fight Young Link. Why would you?
Yeah,
you're gonna just chuck all these projectiles at me? I'll chuck all the little thing at you.
No, you're totally right, man. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You let the Pikmin do the fighting. That's actually pretty good. So, yeah, you let the. That's sad when they die, isn't it? Don't you feel a little bad sometimes? Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad, like, watching their little spirits, it's like, oh. It's like the game is so cute and, like, represents nature in, like, such a beautiful light, but it also represents nature in also its actual light. And, like, yeah, these animals be dying out here. They eat each other.
They do be.
Yeah, they do be eating each other out here. Yeah. But honestly, I gotta say, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff to the Alph right there in terms of just, you know, recognizing the matchup. It's like, yeah, up close, it's like... Up close, I feel like Olimar can do some pretty solid stuff, too, if he knows how to space himself properly. But Young Link, I feel like, hasn't beaten that department. What with Nair and the disjoint and, you know, moves like forward air and up air and whatnot. Plus the lingering, you know, hitbox qualities of, you know, both of those moves respectively. As well as down air on top of everything else. From that aerial approach, I feel like Young Link can do a lot of work against a character like Olimar. But out here, Captain Yellow is doing a wonderful job in just recognizing, okay, my solid game plan on Alph, I should say, should work here against a character like Young Link. I'm used to tacking on my damage from afar anyway, so why am I not going to do it against a character who will run away from me? That's why I was so surprised at the down air he got before, you know, because I'm like, Olimar usually tacks up his damage in a different way, you feel?
Yeah, man, and you know what, though? It looks like Ikana has totally changed the whole pace of this game, and keeping an even further distance enough where Captain Yellow can't quite just throw the Pikmin all at once. So you're seeing Ikana take a little bit further step back, you know, using the B button a lot more, and I mean, you really should be if you're using like a Link. It's what it's there for. But in any case, could find himself in a nice lead here if he could just close us out. And I would just go for the personally. I mean, there are all the confirms. Okay.
Oh no!
Okay. It has a jump still. I thought he used it.
Yeah, same boat. Same boat, my friend. I definitely thought he got hit out of that at the very start, but the game said, nah. Definitely want you to live here.
All right, well, yes.
Sephiroth music.
That does work out. I do think that he may have hit jump, but it doesn't matter, so.
It looked like he did. I'm not going to lie. I would have lost that bet. Oh, no.
So this
little
is...
trick. Do you see those little tricksies by the ledge?
Mm-hmm. So this is where it gets tricky, man, and is going to land that fair, but that's a weird percent for Young Link as far as confirms go, mostly because I don't know. I know up B is, how long is that true for, where you just jump up and like up air? Is it
typically like lower percent? I would say something like 50 would probably be like really like 50, 60, 70 is like the max where something is going to combo, and that depends on the character, you know. So, but usually around like pretty much like mid-low percents.
Yeah, because I mean, not a whole lot of up B. I did see Ikana use it a little earlier as like a good punish against a poorly spaced aerial. So I would actually like to see a little bit more of it, because move does have a lot of versatility, even just between defense and actually setting up confirms. But hasn't really been the case here, because both of them keep in distance, and understandably so.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, who's going to break whose spirit first? Which one of these two is actually going to get the other one to just lose a little bit of patience and get them to be the one to approach, you know? Because I couldn't agree with what you're saying more. I feel like if Ikana is the one who's able to do that to Captain Yellow, he's the one who's got like some pretty quick burst options and, you know, the not the up smash, the up B out of shield to actually combo off of Olimar and kill him. Because Olimar's a lightweight too. He might actually be able to get something decent off of that for sure, but it all depends on which one of these two is going to just get tired of like lobbing stuff at the other first. And if you ask me, it's going to be whichever one is at higher percent, which is exactly what both of these players want against each other right now.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, basically, whoever has that percent lead, you know, is going to have the luxury of kind of being able to camp just a little bit harder. Nice little cancel there. Didn't really do all too much for him, but I feel like slowly but surely Captain Yellow is, now in the position to take over, despite what the percent's saying, despite the lead that I kind of once had. But yeah, those arrows really do confirm pretty nicely into some things. They even confirm to themselves. I don't know if you've seen those kills where it's like arrow into arrow into arrow into basically death somehow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, those are crazy. So, I mean, I don't know, man. This is one of those situations where Captain Yellow is gonna have to get in there somehow. Otherwise, this is it. Like, probably, you know, game 3 at this point.
Yeah, Ikana's the one in the lead, but he's doing a wonderful job at closing the gap against this Olimar right now. He's at the mid. Ooh, Glenn. Ooh.
There we go.
I love the Glintendo podcast. Good stuff. I like that. Ikana started playing at like that perfect little close range, close to mid-range distance where Young Link can be super oppressive against a character like Olimar. Because at that sort of range, right? Olimar from a distance likes to be able to chuck Pinkman. Pinkman latch onto you and do residual damage, most of them at least. So unless he's got, like, what is her name? What does the community call the purple one? Like, Saniqua?
Oh, no,
or
it's
whatever.
like... It's, God.
Something with an S, right?
I'm trying to remember. It'll come to me. Actually, it's weird that you'd bring this up because I was just thinking about this when the set started and I had a name. And now that you asked, it's like I'm on the spot.
Yeah. What point is, I mean, I don't remember either, don't worry. What point is, at that perfect distance, I feel like young Link, at least off of like the beat in terms of frame data wise, has the better advantage. You know what I mean? Because when you play from that like certain like slight like to close range, close to mid-range distance against Olimar, even when you're the one who's up, you keep that pressure on. Young Link's aerials are lagless, right? Not his aerials. Young Link's projectiles. I meant projectiles. Yeah, those two.
He's pretty lagless in general.
Yeah, but his projectiles, especially that arrow, which as we mentioned before, confirm into things, as well as having just a minimal amount of lag. Up close, what are Olimar's options against that? He can't just throw the Pinkman, because they're just going to do, like, residual damage. They're not going to do any, like, solid enough hits done to actually get the young Link away from you and to get out of your face. Young Link, if he can be really oppressive to Olimar once he's actually in, and Ikana just found that spot and found that zone where he can actually get in and keep the pressure on, because like I said, unless Olimar had a purple Pinkman on deck, he wasn't going to be able to do anything about that because he had no burst options from that range.
Yeah, man, so getting pretty serious here. Captain Yellow has deployed the Olimar now. Not messing around. Default Olimar, but I don't know if this is I don't know if the color swap is going to be the going to be the answer he needs, because I mean he's currently down at a pretty hefty percent here. Really, just any move away here from a not going to be fair, but still very close to being dead.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely needing the Hakitation for this one this time around. Perhaps one who's been in more dire straits than Alph, I suppose, and whatever planet he's from. I haven't played Pikmin 3 in a long time. I forgot the Pikmin lore, I'm sorry. But the forward air gonna do it for Ikana right there, who's really turning the set around right now so far. And he's got the uppie out of shield right there to get that little two-piece combo in. Beautiful stuff. And now he recognizes that he's not even the one who has to approach. He's just gonna lob some stuff from far away, try to just test the patience of this Olimar, who is looking like he's not doing a good job at playing that elongated game anymore. Ikana, especially towards the second half of that last game, did a wonderful job at finding that little zone against Olimar where Olimar's burst options are none too good, and he's still keeping that pressure on in this game. He's taking advantage of the fact that he saw that Captain Yellow was, oh my god!
Okay, that was pretty nice, man. Nice little drag down into down tilt there, okay. Yeah, so that's the stuff, man. I mean, Young Link is very dangerous if you know the confirms and you know how to do stuff like that. Like, all very accessible, but you gotta still be able to do it in the situations. Yeah. But you know, now we're gonna see if Captain Yellow could really dig deep here. I mean, I think that the thing that you said earlier, where it's just gonna, oh God, who's gonna break first? I think that maybe, you know, Captain Yellow sort of just got tired of the game. Like, you know, I mean, here you are, you got a boomerang, you got arrows, some bombs. Well, that shouldn't have worked, but it did. Yep.
Not dead yet. Wow, wonderful DI. Captain Yellow saying I might be down, but I am not out yet. Even though this is definitely, he's probably out. This is about a three stocks to one lead right now against a young Link.
Oh my god.
Most characters, even, you know, up close can't even really do this. But up throw, oh no, actually gonna forward throw. I think he recognized that he grabbed him with the white Pinkman instead, and that the up throw probably wasn't gonna do it there. Definitely wanted that blue Pinkman, so not getting the best Pinkman management out here for Ikana, and that's a 3 stock, baby, on the part of Ikana. Whew! What a turnaround, Chris.
Yeah, dude, that was like pretty night and day from game 1 to game 3. But overall, good adaptations from Ikana, which is what chat's been calling for. I mean, we did get the heads up that Ikana is that stock was so good.
It really was.
Is a good Young Link, and sure enough, I mean, we got to see some good Young Link gameplay. So we will see if we meet up with Captain Yellow again somewhere down the road in bracket. But for now, that's going to be a trip to losers, and move it on to finally the top 32 part of the bracket, moving right along.
He saw that Captain Yellow in Olimar was sort of beating Young Link in his own game. It's like, all right, I don't got to fight you. I'm going to hang back, and I'm going to throw my Pinkman at you. Because why do you want to, like, you know, just press buttons against a Young Link? That's what they get out of bed in the morning for. Like, press bad buttons against me. I will eat you alive from a safe distance with my projectiles. But Olimar's got projectiles that latch onto you and do residual damage. So he's got that sort of similar game plan down. But I think Captain Yellow just didn't know how to adapt to Ikana's adaptation when he started actually breaking that zone and getting in close at that mid-range. He realized his projectiles are way faster from the burst at this range, and mine don't do any hit stun.